Uh-oh. It's just bugger. Dude, I took on a thresh on the way here. Oh, never mind. I thought this was the final area. I thought the final boss fight of this fucking swampy hellhole was like 3 boggarts. I was gonna cry, but no, it's fine. You've still got a chance to redeem yourself yet. Wherever the hell we are, place whose name I've already forgotten, Ranil. There we go. Wait a minute, let me take a look at that. Is it just right around this corner? Does it connect up in a big fucking square anyway? Why didn't I just go the other way? The other way was so much shorter. Oh, I'm going insane. Oh, you're gonna die. I hate the Storm Boys. I hate the elemental sprites. I don't know why the sprites are the only fucking enemies in the entire game that they bothered to make elemental. Because I feel like taking on 2 billion boggarts in a row, or throughout the entire game anyway, I feel like that would be a bit more bearable if... Here's a ring, I guess. It would be a bit more bearable if they were different types. Now, I know you've got the pestilent ones, which are a bit diseased. I know you've got the explosive ones, which do the same thing as the diseased ones, etc., etc., but just give them elements. Give me, like, a way to... limit the ways I have to fight them. Make me use meteorite, make me use electricity or whatever the fuck, or make me use ice if both of those are, if they're immune to both of those. I genuinely don't care if it makes the fights a bit more tedious, because honestly, somehow the fights are the most tedious when I can just blast right through them. Whenever I start a session, it feels so good to just come back and have that absolute power trip. But when I've dominated the exact same type of enemy for the fucking 5th time in a row in the same day, it starts to get just a little bit old. Except with the Bargas, because I love the way they flip. It's so damn cool. Alright. Well, I guess let's immediately return to that guy, and that sure was a side quest. I like the story behind it, I like that it increases the lore, and I even sort of like the way this place looks. It's really, really cool, and looks like nothing we have seen in the lands of the Winterfell in quite a while. And also, like, sort of, I think this has basically told me that the heads, or whatever the fuck, like the horrible stone fucking visages of doom, they seem to, oh, he's right here. They seem to represent, or they seem to only be in places where the person is resurrected. It's sort of like their crypt. It's sort of where they re-emerge from. I wouldn't really want to climb out of my own mouth when I'm being reborn, but sure, whatever, the Fae are into some weird shit. We already know this. Leodan.
Impressive, is it not? This is where the greater Niskaru, Baelor, was summoned. Thank you for placing the ring, mortal. Alea will know that I remain true to her, and that I wait for her still.
He was summoned out of where your fucking wife is now regenerating, rebuilding herself? Isn't that gonna make you just a little bit worried? Baelor, the fucking ancient Niskaru lord, one of the most evil, fucking horrible, snail bastards we have ever seen in our entire life. And like, surely he must have left behind just a little bit of his essence. Surely there must be any fucking remnant of that horrible fucking bastard. Whatever, let's just talk about him.
You see the crater behind me? It was created when Baelor was summoned into this world. One of the greater Niskaru. He wielded power that no mortal should have been able to stand against. I do not understand how anyone's fate could have been to slay such a beast.
It wasn't, my dude. Are you guys still really that stupid? I guess you're Winterfell, and you seem even more addicted to the grand cycle and fate and everything than the Summer Boys do. Okay, never mind. The House of Ballads exist, and they were... It was more of a cult, to be honest, than a house. I don't know how that shit still flew, but I became their king and then completely abandoned them, so I assume they're just still crying to this day. Maybe I'll revisit them at some point. I feel like I probably should. Say a lovely little goodbye to all, to be honest, there's like one dude still alive in that place. Everyone in the... I basically took on everyone's mantle as that, questline... as that questline went on. Okay. Fallen Hall. Gennig. I think that's this entire place explored, right? Yeah, the kingdom was a lot smaller than I expected. I sort of assumed that this led into something down here, but now I realize that doesn't connect to anything. Okay. What do you mean fast travel? What did I actually... Oh, I guess I clicked a Dessa or something by accident. This isn't quite cleared out yet. Is that cleared out? Yeah, that seems to lead to Shattertim Mine. This seems probably maybe sort of fine. It's really twisty. I'm not a big fan of the way Cluricon is laid out. It doesn't feel quite as natural as the Summerfey lands did, but I guess that's sort of the point. This is unnatural. It's where the Tuatha are fucking birthed, and Prismir has taken over the entire fucking landscape, and a giant fucking demon snail bastard was stomping around and breaking everything. I'm surprised there aren't 1,000 more craters across the land, because surely that dude had to walk all the way over here, just take a lovely little leisurely stroll before he destroys the entire goddamn universe. Where am I? The only part of this place that I haven't properly gone into yet, unless I haven't gone into the Sanctuary Grotto, I don't know what that is. I don't really know what Bonluck is. I know I've been in there. I know I've spoken to that guy. And that's about it. I'm running right past you. I couldn't care less. Leave me alone. I don't wish to be prodded today. At least not by you. I'm gonna save up all that prodding energy for Aelin, who we're actually gonna see again for the first time in whoever the fuck knows. It's been a long time. And that's 2 dashes in one place. I can't turn down this fight, because this feels like it might actually be a challenge for once. As you can probably tell by the fact I'm getting slaughtered within the first 5 seconds. I'm running. I don't think I have any choice but to run the fuck away and hope Bone Bitch takes up my mantle of not being terrible. Come on, come on! There it is! I don't know why they're vulnerable to electricity. It doesn't really make any sense whatsoever, but also, I mean, nothing in this entire world does, so I'm used to it at this point. Wait, why has the music gone back to... Have you forgotten that this man exists? No, he has forgotten that I exist. Okay, thanks, I guess, buddy. Please die in one. That is not one. Are you even fucking listening to me? Get on the goddamn ground. Thank you. And what is there to loot over here? Other than this man. Oh, it's a pile of rocks. Okay, how exciting. A pile of rocks concealing some lovely smegma. Yay. I nearly said delicious. Definitely not delicious. Probably quite salty. And physical shard. And this leads me round to the Caelid Coast Stone. How the fuck do I get to this? Who is Tiniat? I guess I'm supposed to go to the Sanctuary Grotto or something, but no one has asked me to do that. I'm not doing it until I get explicit fucking instruction. And those instructions better be real explicit. Hello, Odie. Who the hell is Odie? Are you a guy? You're an alpha? And this man he's doing push-ups so fucking hard that he's literally floating. That's how powerful he is. This man's warming up his hands. This man is a bard. Oh, you're the guy I'm supposed to talk to. No, fuck it, we're gonna talk to Odie first. Who are you? Why do you exist? You don't even have a mission for me. You suck.
Well, I expected to see a lot of things out here in Caelid, but not the hero of Melsenshire. What brings you this far south? I am Sergeant
World-saving things.
Twice decorated officer and now civilian escort. I guess you could say that I'm really working my way up the chain of command.
Oh, you poor boy. What even is so civilian escort? I guess you're doing God's work, my friend, even if you absolutely despise it. Do you not take any comfort whatsoever in the fact that these dudes are gonna live because of you? And this is kind of the only thing you can do right now? Are you getting them back to Melsenshire? Or are you evacuating them away from it? Because right now you're just taking them further to Alabastra. I don't think you're doing a very good job of escorting, my friend. What the fuck's going on?
I have allowed 2 citizens to travel within my unit, which I probably should not do. But I have a weakness for those in need.
Oh, I see.
It comes from my past as a healer.
These weren't orders, you're just a psychopath.
I actually knew him as a kid, if you can believe that. He's a little excitable, but harmless. I cannot
I'm
say
sure
the
he will
same
make my
about
ears
Alof,
bleed
the
very
hunter.
much, dude.
Strange sort, that one. He insists on staying outside our camp. Says we stand in the way of his quarry. To each his own.
Stand in the way of his quarry? Dude, he's basically just admitted that he's trying to kill someone while he travels with you. And you're just down with it. The sergeant, the only fucking law in this absolute hellscape anymore, is just allowing murders to happen whenever the fuck you want. Okay, good to know. I choose you as my next fucking victim, just so you know. Arian.
No one has called me by my given name in years. I'm just Sergeant.
And how the hell did I
Been
know
that way
it?
for a long while.
I met
I
you
used to
2
be a
seconds
healer,
ago.
But lost my gifts when the war came. Something about all the carnage, the death. It bled the magic right out of me. So I took up a sword. It was all I could do. We all need to carry our own weight in this tragedy. And mine is to fight.
Magic works in real fucking weird ways in this game, huh? Or in this universe, or whatever the fuck. It can literally, like, it's affected by emotions and everything, and just sort of outside fucking factors, like the things going on around you. If you're a little bit sad today, maybe you're not going to be able to melt an entire city with nothing but your fucking... I can't finish a sentence with nothing but your fucking hands, is what I was trying to say, but it came out as let's not question it. My brain no work. Nothing about my body works anymore. Let's just continue on and ask about the Caelid
No, I
Ghost.
never should have ended up here. My family's ship was tossed into the cliffs during a storm, and I was the only survivor.
The only survivor of the
saved me.
great tossing
They raised me as one of their own.
of 45.
I may not be native to these lands, but they are the closest thing I've ever had to a home.
And that's the only thing I
Farewell.
ever get to ask about you. I really enjoyed you as a character. They bothered fleshing you out for, like, literally no reason. You better be involved in missions or something. Maybe I can go ahead and find the Huntress, and the Huntress is going to tell me to kill you, and I'll feel bad about it, but probably still do it anyway. That sounds pretty likely. Hello, Brune.
Hail, adventurer. I am Brune the Bard.
Nope,
Spinner
we're
of
leaving.
stories,
Hate him.
seeker of adventure. Allow me to welcome you to the Caelid Coast, haven to the wise and wicked. These brave soldiers, the finest of the Alfar armies. They escorted me all the way from Melsenshir to these verdant lands. Alas, our journey together has come to an end. But there is still adventure to be had.
Why?
So join me. If not, then I bid you fair warning. Your journey shall be far less exciting without this storyteller at hand.
Why is your journey at an end? You are nowhere near Melsenshir. You are in the middle of probably the most dangerous part of the entire land that I've come to so far. The amount of Tuatha that I fought on the way here, and I know they're coming from the south, and where are we? Further fucking south! I don't think you're gonna charm them to death, my friend. I mean, I guess you can make their ears bleed as much as you're making mine bleed, but that's just gonna piss them off. That's not gonna incapacitate them. They're powerful, powerful bastards. What do you do?
Wise question, and a fair one. As Bard of the Gastia Court, I know all the tales of the Caelid Coast, of how this great land rose and fell, and became what it is now. Allow me the
What
pleasure
the
of your
fuck
company,
is it now?
and I will lead you through these luxuriant lands, spinning stories of times long since past.
So how exactly is it a side quest to just have this dude screech at me for an hour? I mean, I'm absolutely down. This sounds like the greatest quest of all time. But a quest? Not just a random conversation thing I can go through? Okay. I'd like to hear your stories.
I had a good feeling about you. Someone who cherishes a good story. Let us proceed. The first stop on our tour begins across the bridge behind me. Alas, there is one small problem. That area is favored by our enemies. If you can clear the area of them, I will follow and join you.
Oh my god, I've lost all the things I could have asked you about. Oh, that's so annoying. You had way more than what was his name? Odie or whatever the fuck. God, that's a pathetic name. Why can't that be your first name and Arian be your last name? Or Orion, however the fuck you want to pronounce it, because that actually sounds halfway fucking cool. Odie. Nothing's cool about Odie. Right, let's have a look at your shop. Oh, of course. This is what a bard would sell. An absolute fucking armory. An entire army's worth of fucking murder. Ooh, and a shitload of lockpicks. I very much need these, so thank you. Sidearn's Feyblades. Why would you even give these to me? You kind of need these, my friend. We're going on an absolute murder spree very soon. Please actually be armed. Kingly Shield, fuck you. Impregnable Road, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I've actually had the game crash on me twice while I've been selling things today. I don't know why. I don't know why that's suddenly a thing. Maybe it's because it literally can't process the amount of money that we have swallowed over the course of this game, which wouldn't really surprise me. It's fucking obscene. But still, I'm very glad it didn't crash then. Castle Gastir.
Lord Aaron Gastir was a very wealthy lord and a powerful landowner. I don't care to speak much more on the subject, thank you.
Okay, wow. What an interesting story that was. He's gonna be following us around and telling us the most interesting stories about Castle Gastir. Like the fact that he doesn't want to talk about Castle Gastir. Truly fascinating. Thank you, Brun. Caelid Coast.
This land was once the royal domain of two great Alfar families, the Ancilas and the Gastirs, the most powerful of bloodlines and the most bitter of enemies. For centuries, the two houses warred over the coast. So enamored were they with each other that they blinded themselves to the real threat. And so the Bulgan came and conquered. The houses fell before them. One might say they were toppled by their pride.
Idiots. What about the Alfar army?
The wonderful gentlemen and ladies of the Alfar armies have been kind enough to act as my loyal escorts, all the way from Melsenshir, and before that, Erethel. Without these good, hearty folk, I never would have survived. The voyage across the sea would have been enough to sink my spirits.
So you actually want to be out here? And then, well, actually, this was your destination of all things, so it's really convenient that I just happened to show up when I did, and now you want me to escort you? What's your end game here, dude? What, you just want to say, you knew I would be here? You just predicted it from the fucking start? You really want him to tell me some goddamn stories? I was in Erethel most of the time. Just wait for me there, asshole. Brun the Bard.
Brun was the name given to me by my mother, a lovely daughter of the full moon. A skin like the glow of alabastra. Long ago,
please stop fantasizing about your mom.
The teller of tales. The spinner
How dare
of
you
stories.
think she's pretty?
But when the Bulgan invaded, well, they had no need of my expertise.
If you don't tell me how she was so very absolutely disgusting, then I'm just going to assume you're very incestuous. That's how my mind is working today. What do you need?
Clear the spot ahead of Bulgan.
Yes, we know.
Goodbye.
Bye. You're sending me up that far? Oh no, you want to go this way. Okay. It's a Bulgan camp. And you called these guys our enemies. Them specifically, or is it just anyone who wants to murderize me? I don't know who you are, I don't know why the fuck you hate these sunburnt monstrosities so very much, but whatever, let's activate this and go to war.
Have forced their war upon us. They eagerly cut through mortal flesh and mortal bone, and as a reminder of their butchery, they display these mortal corpses throughout the land, turning sanctity into putrescence. The bodies remain on our ground and on our gallows tree, bloated and corrupt.
I have never heard the word putrescence, but that is... this game is literally widening my vocabulary so very much. If only I could remember anything like 3 minutes after it was said, but it's not the game's fault. Like, I really like it. Sometimes it seems really pretentious and like no one speaks like this. Please, what are you talking about? But then there's sometimes like that and it's just like, yeah, that's so fucking cool. I wish I could use that in everyday life all the time, but I mean, for what possible reason will I ever need to say putrescence again?
You are clearly much more proficient in the ways of war than most visitors of the Caelid Coast, even the soldiers.
Yeah, I'm a pretty damn good murderer. Now tell me a story.
It would be my great pleasure. Picture it.
No, I'm sure it
10
would.
years ago, the rising sun, a lingering fog. Somewhere in the forest are screams, the cries of battle. Then, silence. It happened here upon this site. The ambush of Gorn Akri. It is here on this spot where the Bulgan drew first blood, killing Lord Aaron Gastir, his son, and their squires during their morning ride. Let us move on, shall we? And if you don't mind, there are more beasts to attend to ahead.
That was not much of a story, my friend. That was absolutely pathetic. You were just like, oh yeah, in this place, a few people died. The end.
The Bulgan have infested the entire area around Castle Gastia.
That was like ugly barnacle levels of terrible.
Them, and I will relate the tale of the first Lord of Gastia himself. Goodbye.
Alright, I mean, maybe it's gonna get better and better as we go, but, I mean, you're just a budget lawstone who probably doesn't even really know what the fuck he's talking about because of all your goddamn trauma. Alright, fine. Ooh. Well, there's Alof. Are you following me forever, or do you just stay here until I've cleared it out? Because I don't want to wait for you to run literally everywhere from the other... Where have you even sent me? You got a long fucking way to run, if that is the case. Hopefully you'll go back to camp, but even then, that will be very, very painful, and your thighs will scream. Oh, Alof is the name of a man. I don't know why I'm surprised. That sounds like a very manly name, but in my head... I thought they called you a huntress, though. Are you just a very ugly lady? Are you a very hairy lady? I am starting to doubt it. What's going on? I did just say hunter. Maybe I'm just stupid. Whatever. Fine, let's make our way into this because you barely even bothered to lock your chest. Good for you. And what do you got in there for me? Absolute dog shit. Hardly surprising. And over here? Literally nothing. That's worse than dog shit. Is it worse than dog shit? I don't think it's worse than dog shit. I would rather step in nothing than dog shit, for obvious reasons. Are you seriously able to notice me no matter fucking what? You seem very, very, very fixated on the goddamn ground, my friend. There is no way around that. Okay, now I need to wait for all of this to happen, but there is no way I'm leaving this place without your rapier. Your rapier, and I believe you also had a note, but I didn't really get a chance to look at that. Alof's musings. Absolutely. And it fucking worked! Oh, okay, he's up. He's doing the old self-spank, so let's get behind here. And hope he just goes back to trying to permanently fucking thrust into the ground. Mother Nature looking very fucking sexy today, buddy. Please just go back to being distracted. I don't think it makes a difference, does it? I don't think they ever come searching for whoever the hell robbed them. This will be the first time I've read in the entire fucking session, by the way. Normally we read, like, at least 5 fucking books, but there's nothing in Cluracan. Krang. Recent hunts, huh? Krang, the Etten. Not the brightest beastie I've ever had the pleasure to slay. Although I will commend his decision not to plunge from the cliffs after being stabbed repeatedly. At least he wasn't in the position of having his skull broken to bits. Don't you mean skulls? Do they share one collective skull? How does this work? Did you find the world's only Siamese twin, Etten? I mean, they're already kind of Siamese twin, but at least they're not fused. Having a skull broken to bits. Not after watching his blood spill from his severed shoulder sockets in a rush of red sauce. Poor disgusting brute. No one will bother him anymore, though, will they? Gornak of Korthus. The Fist of Korthus! An island paradise if you're deft enough to avoid the sand crabs, and not a... That's not how accents work. If you're deft enough to avoid the sand crabs. Crabs? How would an Irishman say crabs? Sand crabs. It's probably fine, right? And not acquire the dreaded fire piss imbalance that causes so much nightly suffering. I, for one, was not so lucky. Why were you banging crabs? Deft enough to avoid the sand crab. I think you are just straight up talking about STDs throughout this. I think the sand crabs are also STDs. I don't think you're fucking your own pubic lice, because that sounds, for 1, impossible. 2, very unpleasant. 3, what the hell is wrong with you? Especially if you're firing off your fire piss into them. I, for one, was not so lucky. Still, the great Scarab Gornak was a well-earned kill, and one I will gladly tout upon my return to Rathir. Such a battle is worthy of praise. Scarabs give me the shivers, they do. Right down to the ends of my toes. Krudok Elders. Whenever I hear that twitchy shudder, a delighted click of spidery legs, I just about empty myself into my britches. True, statement is not expected of one of my reputation, but I do believe I've earned such honesty with my numerous victories and wall of exceptional trophies. The more Krudok one can kill, the better. I mean, they're horrible and everything, but they're definitely not the spookiest thing I've ever had to fight. In fact, far fucking from it. They're not even a hentai beast. And oh my god, there are a lot of those in this game. Way too many.
Fledgling hunter by the looks of it. What's someone
so soft doing in the Caelid Coast? Don't you know this
And
is
I
Bulging
very much
country?
got your voice wrong,
The
huh?
devils are really digging in. I've slain many on my hunt for Chernobog.
What in the ever-loving fuck is Chernobog? Do I even want to know? I absolutely want to know. Tell me Oh, that'll probably start a mission though, won't it? So let's go to Alfar Army first, and we'll go through all of these, then Chernobog, then who are you, etc, etc, etc.
Grand fellows and courageous to a fault. They're the ones who accompanied me this far, helped me pass through all their bloody checkpoints. Of course, once I had the chance to take leave of them, I did. One doesn't need a band of glory hunters following him on the most glorious hunt of his career.
Doesn't that make you a glory hunter? So, you don't need yourself. I guarantee you're going to end up asking me to do all of the glorious parts for you anyway, and then you're just going to fucking take credit, because you seem like an absolute little puss man. Alof the Hunter.
My hunts are the stuff of legend. Not even that fey armateur can boast to have tracked and slain more prey than I.
I have
Now
no
I
idea who
intend
you
to
are.
claim Chernobog, the Bulgan champion, as my greatest trophy from the Caelid Coast.
I think I might just steal that shit for you, because I despise everything about you. Caelid
The
Coast.
Tuatha and the Bulgan have kept this land in their greedy pockets for more than 10 years. They can have it for all I care. It's a stagnant pit of decay and despair.
Same, dude. Same. Let's go with Chernobog first, just in case it doesn't lead to the dialogue wheel or whatever the fuck. I'm really annoyed that keeps happening, because it shouldn't happen. There is no reason for something like that to exist. Like, the blue options are the ones that are supposed to take me to missions. Why are there so many others that do it
The
now?
oldest and mightiest of the living Bulgan. He led the armies of Gadflo to victory over the houses of Ancilla and Gassir.
What are
Chernobog
you
may be
talking
ancient
about?
and marred by
How?
war, but don't let that fool you. He is as strong as ever.
In what possible way are Bulgans? Or a Bulgan? How did a Bulgan lead the Tuatha? The Tuatha are Tuatha, just let Gadflo do it all. You don't need to have a fucking Bulgan general. How smart are these fucks? Not smart enough to figure out how to cover their own fucking genitals, so... Who are you?
Don't give me away. Ha! You're probably the first person in recorded history not to recognize the mighty Alof the Hunter. Usually my reputation precedes me.
Clearly
As for
you've
why
only
I
ever
am
met
here in this
3
muddy
fucking people
puddle
in your
of piss,
life.
I intend to conquer Chernobog, the mighty Bulgan, and win his eye as my trophy. But first he must be summoned, for he won't just face any foe, you know. Only those he deems worthy to smite with his blade.
Which is why you're rolling around in urine? Is that what he deems worthy? I mean, it wouldn't. They are Bulgan. This surprises no one. I'd like to challenge him.
You're certainly welcome to try, but I'm afraid he'll be much too dead by the time I finish with him. Besides, you still have the offering to consider. Chernobog will only battle those who can prove their ferocity. It is his way of swatting away the flies who don't offer enough of a thrill for his fiery blood. If you can collect the eyes of 10 Bulgans, then you are clearly
10?
a warrior who deserves a reckoning. Set the eyes upon Chernobog's war
They
lanterns
said
and
the name.
beast will
They did the
emerge.
thing. You don't even know what you did you? But anyway, this entire mission is just a massive cucking. This is the only thing this man has in his life, clearly, and we're just gonna take it right away from him for the sake of a few Bulgan deaths? Like, this isn't gonna matter to me. I'm already the hero of Melsenshir. I'm already the Fateless One. I am King Wenson, the Archsage of the fucking, what are they called? Scholar Arcana. I am True Sworn. I'm probably gonna be the champion of the House of Valor and everything soon. And we also are just gonna steal away this tiny little victory from this tiny little man, am I? God, I'm a bastard. How do I summon him? Oh, let's ask about
I've
hunts.
traveled the world and hunted all manner of beasts. I tracked them down, claimed their heads and hides as mine. Krang the Etin, I slew him, as I did the Fist of Korthis and the clan of Craddock elders in Gallifrey.